we're going to cover Master Plan. That's what you guys are here to learn. What Master Plan is announced by our government body called URA, Urban Redevelopment Authority of Singapore. So generally what they do is they map out what Singapore's landscape looks like. That means how they use the land. Okay, all the plots of land that you see in Singapore are actually plotted by them. And they actually color code it to tell you exactly where's the residential property, where are the commercial property, where are the mixed development, and some of them like non-park residences, where are the integrated developments. Okay, so this is what Master Plan, we're going to give you an overview. Then since we are in the northern part of Singapore, most of you are here probably because you saw the synopsis that says that we're going to cover and learn about the northern part of Singapore. We're going to talk about how it will affect Master Plan on a whole, announced by Singapore government, how it will affect the northern part of Singapore. Right, and then if we look at the northern part of Singapore, how does it specifically affect Yishun? Since we are here in Yishun, we cover a little bit about Yishun itself. How the Master Plan will trickle down, if there are any benefits for Yishuners or not. Right? All of us here, anybody from Yishun here? 有没有人住 Yishun? Wait. I come Yishun every Sunday, by the way. My church is in Yishun. Okay, I come Yishun every Sunday. Okay? So, but yeah, that's Yishun. Then from there, I'll show you, based on the Master Plan, based on Yishun itself, then moving forward, what are some of the opportunities you can consider? Because there are some trends that is developing in the marketplace. All of us want to see what's happening forward, right? We already know what's happening behind us already. Now we want to look forward, see what's happening ahead of us. Make sense? Okay, so with that, these are the three main things I will cover. So let's go straight into it. Master Plan. So you guys recognize this bay? To give you some info, you guys recognize this icon or not? This one? What is this called? London Eye, right? No? It looks like London Eye to me. Singapore Flyer, huh? Okay. Then you see this Marina Bay? Marina Bay started, that means people start moving in, your officers move in, the people start moving into Marina Bay, okay, in 2010. That means 6 years ago they started. But it started building 2001. So it took them 10 years to build the Marina Bay area. Do you know Marina Bay area? Just to give you some insights into what our government is doing. Marina Bay area, do you know it's a reclaimed land? Reclaimed land? That means you put sand on the sea, then after that you can use the land. Okay? In order for reclaimed land to be used, actually the government need to let the sand, whatever they fill up, sit for 10 years first. That means before they even start building in 2001, the land has already been there reclaimed since minimum is what? 99 you put back 10 years. Okay? So reclaimed 1991, but that's not the correct figure. You guess when did they reclaim this plot of land? Here, where the bay is now. It's not in the 90s. It's not in the 80s. 70s. Already reclaimed already. This is how far your government looks. When your government looks, they don't look what's happening in the next 10 years. They look 40 to 50 years. And they already figured out 30 years ago, we're going to make this into extended CBD. The Marina Bay area is what we call the extended CBD. Okay? So 40, 50 years. So now, later on when I share you the trends, the government will tell you what we are looking forward. So the Master Plan gives you a glimpse what the government intends to do. Then from there, then you make your property decision. So at least you become knowledgeable what the government is heading. Is it important to know where your government is heading? Yes? Yeah, unless you don't trust your government. Yeah? If you don't trust, then you won't give them 69.9%, right? Yes? So I assume you trust them. This is, if you caught a glimpse, there are certain themes that they are covering. Did they talk about a lot of parks? A lot of greeneries coming? Because Singapore, we are trying to position ourselves right now. Singapore, we are trying to brand ourselves today. Okay? In the past, we are called the Lion City, right? You all know we are called Lion City. Not Tiger City, Lion City. Okay? Then subsequently, we call ourselves the Garden City. Yes? Now, what do you think we are calling ourselves, Singapore? City in a garden. So which one is bigger? City bigger or garden bigger? If you call yourself city in a garden, means city is bigger or garden bigger? Garden is bigger. So you can see the greening efforts they are putting in. Lots of gardens, lots of greenery. And if you are wondering how much they are putting efforts in, the greening efforts has gone into the buildings. Let me give you one example. How many of you have passed by Havelock Road? There's this hotel called Royal Park. Have you been there, Havelock Road? It's in Singapore, by the way. It's in Singapore. Not JB, Havelock Road in Singapore. The Royal Park Hotel, do you see a lot of greenery hanging on the building? Yeah, see, this is what they are doing. They are bringing the garden into the buildings already. The gardens, they are making it go vertical. So in future, you will see more and more buildings with gardens in the building itself already. Okay, that's just one effort. So to give you an idea what they do, they have 6 major coverage under the master plan. 6 major coverage. Okay, I will cover 4 of them. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, because the other 2 talks about conservation building, etc., etc. So that's why we don't have time to cover so many things. But I'll cover what's important to us, the layman here. When I want to make a property decision, what matters to me? Okay, let's see what the government's vision is. Because it's important to know their vision. Number 1, you see, they are going to decentralize. If you saw the video, they did mention that they're going to bring jobs closer to home. And they're going to shorten your travel time. How to do that? That means they bring the CBD, the jobs into outside CBD itself. Where is the original CBD in Singapore? North, south, east, west. Southern part of Singapore, isn't it? So when southern part of Singapore happens, right, a lot of jobs is created in the CBD. Okay? But when that happens, it's also a lot of workers in the CBD. Yes? So do the workers need to travel from the north, from the east, and from the west to the CBD? How do they get to CBD? They drive. That's one way. What else do? They take the MRT. Do they take the bus as well? Okay. So one of the focus is to bring the hubs out. That means we don't concentrate solely on CBD itself. Later I'll show you where the hubs are. Okay. Where they are going to put the regional hubs. That means they're going to bring businesses out of the CBD. So that you can actually find jobs. If you live in the north here, you can actually find jobs in the north. That's how they cut short your travel time. Because you can work in the north. No need to necessarily travel to the south to work, to find work. Okay? That's one. That's one of the things they do. So second thing is, when you talk about housing, one of the things they talk about is, because land in Singapore, you guess the land in Singapore, is it shrinking? That means in terms of usage, there's not so much land. Singapore is considered land scarce or land plenty. Scarce, Scarce means what? Limited land. So if you have limited land, so what do? We take the land, we put more things on it. We take one same piece of land, same plot of land, same size, we put more things on it. That's why they go for integration mode. Integration means in one small plot of land, we integrate a lot of facilities inside, which includes housing. So you may potentially find something like a residential block with a mall that is connected to what? The MRT. Do you see such projects around now in Singapore? This is one of the trends moving forward. To give you some example, you guys know where is Sengkang? Sengkang MRT connected to which mall? It used to be called Campus Point. Now they changed name and they changed name again. Now I don't know what is it called. Anybody from Sengkang here? Campus something, right? Campus 1, is it? Campus 1. Okay, Campus 1. Now they call. Is that connected? That means on top of Campus 1, and you have this condo called Campus Heights. So they do a little bit of integration there, right? Okay. Same goes for Bedok Residences. Heard about where is Bedok Residences? You have a condo, a mall, a shopping center, MRT, as well as your bus interchange. See, they are putting more things into one small plot of land. They are putting more things. This is called what they are trying to do, because we cannot simply just build land and just build one level, two level, one single usage. Cannot simply do that. We have to make better use of our land. Then they talk about this thing called connectivity. How many of you know that your minister for transport? You know who is your minister for transport, right? Kumpuwan, okay. Kumpuwan, in my opinion, is one of the most honest-looking minister. That's my opinion anyway. All right. So he is trying to make Singapore into what society? They use the term car light. Heard about it? It came out in the papers a few times, talk about car light. Car light means what? Don't drive so often to work. So then the Singaporeans say this. You don't expect me to drive to work. Then you must improve your infrastructure. Correct or not? Then you must make it very easy for me to get to work. Okay? I drive half an hour, then if I get to work by bus or MRT, maybe 40, 50 minutes I can take it. You double my time, I don't want, I drive what? Correct? Because time is quite important to us. So what they are trying to do now is they build more cycling paths, they build more walk paths. And in total, they're going to put 700 kilometers all over Singapore for you to walk and cycle. And these are connected paths. If you know, Singapore, if you look at this red line here, this is the cycling track. This is already up and running. It's called Park Connector. 150 kilometers, already up and running already. Okay, if you have friends who are cycling enthusiasts, they probably have covered this Park Connector already. Yep, 150, 160 kilometers. All right, so this one already done, the red line, done already. Then a lot of green paths, you see, they allow you to walk as well. So that you can potentially walk to an MRT station, walk to a bus interchange, because it's all integrated. Can you see this is integrated to this? So these are the thinking behind the policy maker when they are doing this master plan itself. Then the last thing they do, okay, besides these two, the last thing they put in more greenery. This building, can you see this building? Havelock Road. This is how the building looks like, the Royal Park Hotel. Can you see the vertical gardens are there in the building now? Because why? Land, we cannot just set aside land just for garden in one flat land. We bring the garden into the sky. Makes more sense, right? Okay, so this is generally the 6 key focuses. Then more importantly, we know what the government is thinking, So what's next? What does it mean to me, the layman on the ground? Okay, why do they want to decentralize? If you go back, see, decentralize. Why do they want to decentralize? Because now, if they do not decentralize, all the jobs is concentrated in which part of Singapore? South. Then, everybody all over Singapore, from north, east, and west, they travel south. Do you work around the same time every day? For those of you who work, do you report to work around the same time every day? What time? 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30. That means everybody in the morning will join the peak hour, right? Yes. Then what time do you get off work? Do you get off work around the same time also? 5:30, 6 o'clock, all finish work. Do you go back? That means generally, when the people travel to work, do they go out around the same time, take the MRT around the same time, take the bus around the same time, and go back, same ritual, you go back the same time? When that happens, what will it strain, you guess? The infrastructure will be strained when too many people go onto it, right? Then would you see scenes like this? Scenes like this? How come cannot come out like that? Anybody experienced this before? Or only me? This is the picture not taken by me. I found it on Google. Anybody experienced this before? Some of you like, sometime more than this. Correct or not? Every day get molested, you know? Like that, no? This guy. See, inside full, cannot get in. So what? When after the decentralization, hopefully the decentralization works, then the jobs get distributed all over Singapore. So some jobs from the south go to the north. Some jobs go to the east. Some jobs go to the west. Okay? Then the people do not necessarily need to continue travel at the same time and strain the infrastructure. Then ideally, next time when you take the MRT or when you take the bus, it should look like this. As witnessed, you see? As witnessed by your minister. See, when he take free or no? Empty or no? Ideally, it should be like that, right? When we get to work. Okay? From this, no decentralization. After decentralization, like this. Ideally. Only he goes to work. Okay, we're having some fun. Are you guys picking up some knowledge? Some things about this? So where are all the decentralization? Let's come to the serious stuff. Okay, the decentralization happens in 3 major nodes. In Tampines already happened already. That's why the latest one is Changi Business Park. So all these yellow and blue nodes are talking about business hubs and commercial hubs. Then, of course, we have got the Jurong Lake District, which is very happening right now. Because why? your two prime minister from Singapore and Malaysia, they sit down, they have durian already. Because they sign what? They sign the MOU for your HSR already, isn't it? Your high-speed rail. Okay, so this one getting exciting. Okay, then of course, where we are now, Woodlands area, Seletar area, okay, this area also start to get more coverage, okay, because why? East side, they are not focusing anymore because east quite developed already, the eastern part of Singapore. Now they're concentrating on the western part of Singapore, okay, and the property prices, if you look at the property prices in the western part of Singapore, already shot through the roof already. Now, what I'm saying is this, they have not turned their attention solely onto the northern part of Singapore yet. That means the government. The minute the government focus on the area boom. You understand what I'm saying? So they already focus on the east boom. They focus on the west boom already. Before they turn the focus onto the north, okay? Because they already make plans for the north already. When they turn attention to the north, will it boom as well? Likely, So before it boom, you should boom first. Then both of you will bloom together. It's Saibo. You all understand what I'm saying, right? Okay? So this generally what I'm saying is this. Decentralized commercial model will bring jobs closer to home, less traveling time. Then they talk about, together with the greening efforts, you park connector, cycling tracks, etc., etc. You can live, you can work, you can play at the same time. You don't need to go down to town to do this. You can do it right at your doorstep, where you are. Okay? So this is what it means. Then, from there, now we see the overview. We move down to the northern part, which is what we are concerned about, since we're in the north. They also created this thing called North Coast Corridor, North Coast Innovation Corridor, which includes Punggol as well, Seletar. Let me show you what's happening in Seletar, okay? Seletar first, You guys know in Seletar area, nearby, right? Maybe about 10 minutes drive away from here, they created one big park, industrial park, for one particular industry. You guess what industry is that? The aerospace. Anybody working in aerospace industry here in the area? No? Okay. Anybody working in Singapore? Okay. All right. So you can see, this is what's going to happen to Seletar Aerospace Park. Do you already see people like Rolls-Royce there? Pratt & Whitney? All these are the aviation industry people. So when these people go in, guess what they bring? They will bring in their expertise from overseas. And what will they do locally? They will employ local staff. Agree? Because it cannot be, when Rolls-Royce come to Singapore, it cannot be they bring their whole staff over from Britain. It's maybe now Brexit they will bring over. Okay? Yeah, but generally they should not do that. So they bring in their expertise, the thinking people. Then locally they employ people. So how do they employ people? They go when they come to Singapore, they will ask the Ministry of Manpower for help, right? Through EDB's efforts. Then the Ministry of Manpower will then get trained workers to come and work for them. Locals. Will this create jobs for us, Singapore citizens? And will we get to learn from the people who are experts in the aviation, the aerospace industry? Then this will develop our own skill set at the same time. It's called knowledge transfer. Okay? Skills transfer, knowledge transfer. So this is general principle behind this when they do this. Woodlands, they are also doing the same thing. Okay? They're going to build up a Woodlands Regional Center. Have you guys heard about this? Okay? And in Woodlands itself, they're going to have a rail. Now the rail is very happening in Jurong because your minister signed contract, MOU. Here, do you know there's also going to be a rail that is extended from the Thomson East Coast Line right to JB? This one also in the news. It's just that it's not as big as HSR, the news, the high-speed rail. But it's there in the plan. So once it get connected, guess what? Your $1 to $3 exchange rate, wholesale. Because why? I can eat my char kway teow, $3 there. That means Singapore, I only spend $1. Will it help you lower your cost of living? No, okay. Some of you say no, still贵. Some more go there eat, maybe outside, you know? Maybe, okay, so we don't know that. That one's besides the point, besides the point. Hygiene is beside the point. Then we look right smack in the middle, we are here, Yishun. We are connected inside the North Coast Corridor. Seletar happening because good jobs are coming. Woodlands happening because jobs are coming. Once they relocate, they go from the southern part of Singapore, they relocate the jobs up there. Okay, jobs starts coming into the northern part of Singapore. Will Yishun benefit? For sure. Will Yishun benefit? For sure. Okay, because they are right smack in the middle. Because in Seletar area, if you analyze, later I analyze for you, in Seletar area and Upper Thomson area, there's a lot of landed property. Not many condos and HDB. Yishun is a HDB estate. So the renters are going to come here. So the condo around here will do well. So generally, this is the benefit behind this. Then, see, let's go straight. Because now we know, we start with overview what the government is thinking. Now we see what's happening in the north. Now let's move. This thing, when they integrate everything, when they provide better connectivity, when they give you more parks, etc., and they relocate the business hub from the south, they split it into north, east, and west. This is what will happen. The jobs will start coming. Like Seletar Aerospace, the jobs are here already. All right? Then Woodlands right now, they are selling a commercial building right beside the MRTA, which means in a few years' time, the officers are going to move there. That is going to start office space there already. It's called Wood Square by Far East. Okay, in case you are wondering what is it. So once the jobs come in Seletar Aerospace, Industrial, Woodlands, etc., guess what happens to your housing prices? When more people come in, okay, would they need a house to stay? There are two options. One, they buy. The other one, they rent. Yeah, but either way, they will create a bigger demand. Either way. But you must create this first. So this is what the master plan is all about. We bring the jobs to the north. Then the north creates more job. Then the job will create demand for housing. This is the general principle behind who will benefit immediately. Then let's move into this. Straight into your map, the northern part of Singapore. We have these 4 districts, 25, 26, 27, 28. This is the northern part of Singapore. You guess where are we now? We are in the dark blue, turquoise, or the yellow one. So 25, 27, 28 itself. This is what we got to do. All right? These are the beneficiaries, immediate beneficiaries when the master plan happens, when jobs happens, etc., etc. So if you look, 25, 26, 27, 28, this is the northern part of Singapore. Now we drill in specifically. We drill in specifically. 5, 6, 7, 25, 26, 27, 28 itself. We will skip 26, 28 because very little housing, not a lot of housing around here. But the happening one, it will be Woodlands and Yishun, like what I mentioned. Okay? Because of the master plan itself, what they bring to the north. So let's drill into these two. Let's see the performance of these 2 districts. So in case you're wondering, okay, Woodlands happening, Yishun also happening, Sembawang also happening, because District 27 includes Sembawang as well. It's not just Yishun alone. Your district includes Sembawang. Okay? Do you think Yishun Town is bigger or Sembawang Town is bigger? Yishun is bigger, right? Correct, not? That's why the people living in Yishun are prouder, right? Because you're, okay. All right, so let's look at the price trend. If you look, what's happening? When did the master plan implement? Okay, the number is a bit unclear. Let me tell you where it's 2014. 2014 starts from here, okay? This is where they implemented the master plan, 2014, here. This last part of the thing, okay? So from here, we measure how's the movement. This is how we measure. We draw trend lines. When analysts, we look at a chart, we draw trend lines. What's trending, whether it's trending upwards, trending downwards. This will tell you what's the market doing. So if you look at Woodlands itself, if you look at the prices like that, trending what? Upwards, downwards, flat. If you look at the numbers like that from 2014, here. Flat. When you draw the trend line, it's flat. This is what's happening in Woodlands now. Now you look at your district 27, which includes your Yishun and your Sembawang. You see the trend line? Guess what? Flat or not? Downtrend, uptrend? You look. This is when the trend line comes in. Okay? Is there a slight uptrend? So this tells you what? Between District 25 and District 27, what does it tell you? Which one's still moving? Since the master plan announced, which one's still moving? No, uptrend. Okay? Choose the one that is going uptrend. Don't choose the one that is flat. Okay? This is the general principle behind this. So now, on the district, northern part of Singapore, we have District 25, we have District 27. Okay? Assuming we look at trends and we choose District 27, which is the uptrend. Let's move in. District 27. If you move into District 27, now we break it further. Let's be very granular when we do the research. That means when we see the whole thing, we say northern happening. All right, northern region. Then northern region, Woodlands and Sembawang, Yishun happening. Then between Sembawang, Yishun, as well, District 27, as well as Woodlands, we know uptrend is in the Yishun part, Yishun, Sembawang part. Now we go even granular, Yishun and Sembawang, who to choose? Any Sembawang people here? I don't think you're going to like this, so you can leave already if you want. Okay? Yeah, my slide is not going to be kind to you. Okay, now Sembawang and Yishun, let's break it down into very granular. In terms of amenities, these are amenities, your bus stops, your MRT station, your shopping mall, your childcare center, as well as your CC. I do some quick things that matters to the people who live in the estate. Okay, is childcare important? Is CC important? Is bus stop important? All these are infrastructure that supports your lifestyle. Okay, so all these are important things. But you look at all the spots where it's black and all that, actually similar. From the MRT, I just measure what is 500 meters away from the MRT. What are the amenities captured? You can see it's quite similar in terms of the black dots and black logo and all that. That means in terms of amenities, Yishun and Sembawang, no difference. So now you are still on par. Those from Sembawang, still on par. Same. Okay? Now let's look at projects within 1 km. That means residential condo within 1 km from MRT. You look at the two diagram, got difference now? Which one has more project? Within 1 km from the MRT. Now which one better like that? Which one better? If you are going to choose and make an investment, let's say you buy a condo to rent out, which one are you going to choose now? Looking at this. Choose Sembawang. So when you go and choose Sembawang, you buy this project, very near MRT, then within the 1 kilometer range, I got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 competitors. So do you think your rental rates will be challenged by the other 7 projects? See? Whereas if you choose this one, I don't tell you which project is this. Cannot tell you now. It's a secret. Cannot tell you now. If you choose this project, that means when a person, now we see, before we choose the project, we see. Every time you buy a project, you will want people to rent from you. Agree? If that is your investment property. If you're not going to house your family members, you are going to rent it out. Agree? If you are going to rent it out, do you need to know what the tenants are thinking? What the tenants are looking for? Do you need to know that? So what are the tenants looking for? If I'm the tenant, do I want to stay near MRT or not if I don't drive? Yes or no? Of course, right? The answer is of course. Of course, I want to stay near MRT, right, if I don't drive. Then, when I go to Sembawang MRT, I got 8 choices. When I go to Yishun MRT, I only have 1 choice. Which one will hold your rental rate better? Which one can hold better? You think about it. Okay? So you think as a tenant, when you go Yishun or Sembawang, okay? Which one has lesser choice? Yishun, right? Then if you see the tenant has very little choice, would you be able to hold your prices better? Do you have more bargaining power as a landlord? Since both of you are near the MRT. You know what I'm saying? You guys know where I'm coming from, right? So when it comes to this, Yishun becomes the obvious choice. I'm not saying because I'm standing here, but if you look at analytics, the analysis shows this is the competitor. Okay? This one, no competitor. Of course, this one, if you go further, later I show you one more map, we go further, got other projects, got other projects. Later I show you one bigger map and see what are the projects doing. Lesser projects will equal to better rental yield. Simple. It's just a simple, very logical argument. Everybody can get this? You know where I'm coming from, right? Where this is concerned. Then, let's look at Yishun in particular. Between Yishun and Sembawang, we go granular. We go even more minute. Let's go straight into Yishun. How is Yishun doing? So you look at this. In terms of the prices, and in terms of the red bars, these are the volume. Okay? In terms of the price movement, this is the blue color chart, okay? Then I plot the trend line for you. What happened to the prices? This is per square foot, by the way. How much you charge the rental per square foot. This will tell you which one brings you good rental yield or not. Okay, this one tells you it's flat. Whereas the volume, you see over time, especially after this is where the master plan was announced. Since then, Okay, it's still trickling downwards. Then after that revive already. You can see it, start reviving already. Then the volume start to rise already over time here. Okay, so if you look at it from that master plan perspective, did the master plan have some impact? A lot of people don't see this. As long as you don't see the numbers, you don't see the impact. What? Once you see the numbers, you see, volume rise. Okay, and prices stable. Then somebody say, but prices stable. Prices stable means my rental yield not very high. Or some of them you see is trickling downwards, right? But let me ask, in Singapore, is it all over Singapore all trending downwards? Yes or no? Are there projects that you know the rental rate every time renewal is asking higher price on? Now. Since there are so many agents here, the agent tell me, is going up or going down? The asking price of your landlord when they do renewal today. Up or down? See, general trend. It's not just in Yishun. Okay? So the asking price generally going down, but at least the prices are hovering around here. Can you see? Between this one, 250, 260, right up to $3. At least it's holding well in this region. Okay? This one is telling you got demand. Okay? Because when I do other projects, I've seen the chart go like that. The prices start coming down. Okay? This will tell you not very healthy the area. Right? Because the tenant starts slashing price already. Not very good. Right? If the tenant starts slashing price like that and the landlord agree to it. So at least not bad. You're still holding quite well in Yishun itself. So, see, prices stable, volume going up. What you need is volume. Because if you have volume, even though the prices may not necessarily be as good as before, what you need is volume. As long as you have volume, you have cash flow. Agree? That means you manage to find tenant may not pay you very high now because in general, nobody is paying high now. Okay, but at least do you keep your cash flow going? Can you still collect the tenant's money to pay for your installment, your mortgage? This is a general principle. Okay, when we look at this in that perspective. Show you Yishun now. This is what Yishun looks like. Where are we now? Behind us, I think behind us, where's the pond? That's there, pond. So we are somewhere here. Okay? Earlier I was here, this polyclinic, right? So we are here at HDB earlier, right? Okay? Which I cannot find parking here, cannot find parking here. I end up parking here. Block 925. That's where my car is. Okay? So these are basically what Yishun is all about. Okay? So in future, this is what they're going to develop Yishun into. This is all part of the master plan already. In fact, this is up already. Clinic is up. This MRT station is already here, and we are here, right? Where is North Park Residences? Here. Okay? Here is out. Then, of course, Yishun, you're also connected well to MRT station, expressway, shopping mall, auto. You guys know what is auto? Used to be called Porter Tree. Now it's called auto. Okay? Then, of course, you have Chongfu Primary here. So, not bad, Yishun, Beipai. Not bad. Right? Then you see this. Do you know this is new? Do you know this is in Yishun? This is an international school. Okay? International school. Will this bring tenants to you? See what I'm showing you is all infrastructure. This is not something that has not happened or thinking about happening. This is already happened. Okay? So they will bring further tenants to you. Just to give you an idea. And to give you some snapshot, what Yishun is all about. Yishun, Kutepuat, you guys know, right? Somewhere, where's Kutepuat? They're behind, Okay? Yishun has got more than 200 residents now. 200,000 residents now. Spread over 57,000 HDB flats. That's quite a big, that's not a small estate anymore. Okay? Yishun is quite a big estate. Now, later I'll show you, based on all this, when I show you all these statistics, what does it represent in terms of benefit to you? Okay, if you were to purchase something in Yishun. Improved connectivity, they're going to have a North-South highway. Do you guys know this? North-South highway, 2023. Okay, I hope none of your property was acquired because of this. Then they have another MRT station coming up, Springleaf, which is not very near here, but anyway, it's there. Yishun Avenue 8. Anybody travel from the northeast part of Singapore, Fernvale area? If you come by Yishun Avenue 8. Near it's the road near the, is that called a dam? The dam area? Okay, yeah. So they already connected that part to the back of Yishun so that they can relieve some traffic from Lentor Avenue. Lentor Avenue used to always jam, right? So now they split, right? 2 major roads coming in already. Then of course your parks and your reservoir. So what does it represent? When you have all these, a bustling town, medical facilities, improved connectivity, etc., this is what it's going to do. What you need is residents first. Then all these are HDB owner. As long as HDB continue to build the town, you will have HDB owners. After the HDB owners has fulfilled their minimum occupation period, how many years? You guess. 5 years. They'll be thinking of upgrading already. Yes? So if you get a condo and wait for them, if they think of upgrade, you may be the one who benefit from it. This is what I'm saying. Okay? So this you need, but first you need the population to go first, to go up first. There are, of course, medical facilities, shorter travel time, as well as healthy lifestyle. So this is what the benefits that comes with it. These are the benefits that will come together with all this. Okay? Yeah, just to give you an idea. So there's a potential upside in terms of all this. You remember I promised you, I show you all the projects around here? Right? So we cover. So within 2 kilometers, within 1.8 to be more specific, we bring in another 10 projects. That means earlier we saw within 1 kilometer, how many projects? 1 only. Okay? Later you'll find out what is that one. Cannot tell you now. Okay? Now, within 2 kilometers, within 1.8 km, there is another 10. So you can see, stretch right up to here. Okay, there are 3 projects here. These are the names of the project. Any project that you can recognize? A few, right? Because they are all from Yishun. Now, how are all these projects doing in Yishun? Since we are talking about Yishun like that. Show you some numbers. The charts always intrigues people. Minimum price, average price, maximum price. Now, some of you are thinking, which one is very expensive? See, I can read your mind. I sense there are people asking this question. Why so expensive? Which one very expensive? No, this one no. Why? Is it because it's new? Is it because it's built by this developer whom the CEO won the best CEO award? Which is the developer here, right? Yeah, Mr. Lim. And so you can see high prices. There's a reason why. Later I'll justify why it's high. Okay, I'll tell you why generally I feel it's higher than normal. Now, within the same estate itself, among all these, if you look from A to K, this is the one that is nearest. Your non-park residences is the one that is nearest to the MRT, which is the within 1 km, that one. Okay? Now, that's one of the objective. When you build something near the MRT, do you need to pay a premium for it? That means you buy a project near MRT versus a project far away from MRT, do you need to pay a premium? So if you invest in a project here versus you invest in a project here, which one will be more costly, A or B? A lah. The general idea is A lah. Okay? So if you buy, number one, you pay a premium for it. That's what the one thing that you need to think about, premium. Okay? The second thing that we always think about is this. The project itself. What does it come with, right? If it's just a plain condo, then I will take a plain condo compared with a plain condo price. That's apple to apple, right? But sometimes you see a project is beyond just a residential condo. Like for example, where we are now is called non-park residences, right? Do you just have a condo? Is it just a condo? No, right? What else does it have? Alamak, you're in non-park, but you don't know what it has. Does it have a shopping mall? Is it connected to the MRT? Is it connected to the bus interchange? And let me add, the bus interchange is aircon in it. Aircon bus interchange, you know. Okay? So, and on top of that, in case you're wondering, okay, when I came here, I better do some homework, right? I better find out about non-park residences, right? They also have a CC there. Inside non-park itself. Right? Inside one of these, they have CC, you know. Inside one of these, they have CC. Okay? Now, besides CC, they also have childcare, you know. So is it all in one? A lot of things that you're looking for, is it there? That means you come home to Yishun MRT, you don't need to go outside of Yishun MRT. Everything is connected to Yishun MRT. Is there a lot of convenience tagged to this? Imagine that you got to go childcare every day. Because how you put your kids in childcare center, right? Yes? If you drive there, do you need to spend time to go there? Yes? Do you need to park? Do you need to bring your kids in? Do you need to drop them off? How about this? How about you remove your traveling time via driving? You come home, you can drop them off in your MRT station already. And drop them off in MRT trains. Okay? You come home, the childcare center is there. You can actually, it's all integrated in the same development. That's where you get the benefits. That's what you pay a premium for. And this is not the only thing that matters, A lot of times once you go integrated, you never know the benefits that comes with it. When you go integrated, basically everything is one stop. Once you get this convenience, the next project you look for example, to invest, you also look for integrated. Agree or not? Because the convenience you enjoy already, right? People will keep looking for the same convenience as time goes by already. That's exactly what's happening to all the developments that has the integrated concept. Because the demand gets higher and higher over time. Because once I stay integrated, I go downstairs is the food court. I go downstairs MRT. Go downstairs bus interchange. Go downstairs is the CC. Go downstairs is the childcare. Everything is downstairs, for example. Next project you look for, do you look for similar one? Or you go back to, just buy condo. Then need to send my kid to my childcare center, drive 5 minutes, 10 minutes again. You see this? Once you enjoy the convenience, people will get very addicted to it. Then they cannot get out of it. Then the next project, they keep looking for integrated project. So, what am I saying now? Your integrated, later I show you when we come to integrated project itself. Okay? We will talk about why integrated versus a mixed development. Okay? It matters to all of us. Then, before that, let's look at this. You guys see this before? You guys know where is 8 courtyard? This is a plain condo. This is a plain condo. Not connected to anything. Just a plain condo. Okay? I will tell you this later when I show you the trending. What is trending? Okay? This is the very primitive type of positioning for the condos. That means I just sell you a condo with facilities only. Swimming pool, barbecue pits, etc. This is just a plain condo. So plain condo always move like that. Okay? Because why? Now people get to see new concepts already. Once they see new concepts, they will be attracted to new concepts already. And the latest concept is, of course, the integrated part. Remember I said this? Master plan, same plot of land. What do? They squeeze a lot of things inside the same plot of land. Right now? That's why they call integrated. They are trying to implement that in multiple projects as time goes by. Okay, so then let's look at the trend now. Okay, let's look at trending. Now we see how Yishun is performing. Let's look at trends now. Now you look. It used to start off with just a plain condo, like 8 courtyards. So I just have condo. I'm happy with my condo. I go downstairs and swim once a year, that kind of thing. Then after that, then I sell my condo. Hope to make a profit from my condo. This is projects like 8 courtyards, which you don't need to pay a premium for it right now. Next, you see this thing called mixed development? Mixed is what? Let me explain to you what is mixed development. In case you're wondering, is not part residences a mixed development or is it an integrated development? The difference is very simple. Okay? Mixed, have you seen developments like this? I go and buy a condo. Then the developer builds some shops below the condo. Then when I need to go 7-Eleven, I go downstairs. That is called convenience factor. That's a mixed development. But when you want to go shopping, do you go downstairs and shop at 7-Eleven or not? At the food court downstairs? Or must you go to a mega mall to shop? Yes or no? You want to shop, let's say you want to go Uniqlo, you want to go to shopping mall and buy some clothes. Your shop downstairs have or not? Don't have. Because why? They are all built smaller in size. Because the plot, mixed development, the plot size usually smaller. So they can only build small shops. But they can put in florists, put in handphone shop. Okay? Maybe put in a small NTUC. That one okay. But you will never find a mega mall concept, isn't it? When it comes to mixed development. You look at some of the development that you know, okay? Isn't it? The shops, they tell you we have a mall. But then is the mall maybe 10, 15, 20 tenants only? Small mall. Okay? Then you go to the latest concept. When they're in, remember when we talk about master plan? When we try to put in more facilities within the same plot of land. Remember that? Okay, under one of the master plan itself, integrated. They go integrated. That means we start putting in a lot of other things inside the same plot of land. Do we need to have, once we want to have a mega mall, must we make the land bigger? Must the land be bigger? Obviously, yeah. Okay? So when that happens, you see something like this. I don't know whether you guys can see this. Okay, when I look at this, wow, it's stretched over such a big place because it must house interchange, it must house a mall, okay, it must house all the tenants within the mall itself. Then it also houses town garden, town plaza, and many other things inside your integrated development itself. Integrated resort is not here. Okay? Integrated development itself. So this will give you an idea. When the government say we mean it, when we want to implement the master plan, we mean it, we make sure we push the developers towards it. Okay? Then in order for that to happen, they must tell the developer, right? We give you a mixed plot of land. This plot of land, we want the concepts to be as such. It must have bus interchange. It must have MRT. You integrate it. You integrate your mall inside. You integrate your condo inside. You integrate common facilities like your CC as well as your childcare center inside. So this is where they start to put in multiple services inside already. Now, when you see this kind of thing happen, is this trending already? It's not just trending here, you know. Okay? It's not just trending here. Earlier, we mentioned things like Bedok Reservoir at Bedok Residences. Heard about it? That's also another concept that they tested. And later, I think the second speaker is going to tell you about how that is performing based on the case study he put together. Okay, that's also an integrated development. Very similar to what this is. So that you have a glimpse, what integrated, because this is a very new concept. Very new concept. But this is what the master plan is all about. This is what the master plan is all about. Okay, so this is what is trending right now. Let's look. Okay, Bedok Residences. Give you a glimpse first. Later you have more statistics. Okay, based on what the gentleman later, the next speaker has prepared for you. I'm just showing you the trend. How Bedok Residences, which is similar to Norpark, has been performing. Okay, so general uptrend. Now, I want to wrap up already. Don't want to talk too much so that I have some time for the next speaker. Buy now or wait? Actually, we should do a survey. Who thinks you should buy now? Who thinks you should wait? Okay, that's fine. Absolutely honest. All right, thank you. Who thinks no matter what Thomas asks, I'm not going to raise my hand? Okay, that's fine too. You look, this is our property trend in Singapore in general. This is a price. Of course, over time, it's still trending upwards. But more importantly, people already feel that, you see this is moving downwards already. So general consensus, general feelings that a person will tell you is, I will wait lah. Rather than, because when you're waiting, what are you waiting for? You are waiting for the price to come down, right? Yes. In Hokkien, it's better described. It's called 等榴蓮價樓. 有沒有聽過? So now, let me tell you, based on history, why do we have this? When you see this drop, drop. Is it very sharp when it drops? Okay? Later I show you why what caused the drops. But is our drop right now that sharp? Okay, so now, show you what causes this kind of sharp drops. Anybody know what happened in 1997? Financial crisis. I was not born yet, so I don't know. Not old enough to experience it. Okay, this one. This one? We have got the dot-com bust. Okay, we have got also the Gulf War, if you have been thinking about it. All right. Then Singapore went through a long period since the Gulf War, a long period of downturn. You know, that means the prices like that. Okay. Then in 2003, something again struck us. It's called SARS. Heard about it? Okay. Then in 2005, your government came in. Your government says this: let us put in some impetus. Let's put some momentum into the market. At that juncture itself in 2005, before this upturn, the government, for the very first time in their history, they allowed 90% loan when you buy a condo. 90% loan. Never heard of, right? You can only hear of 80% maximum, right? You buy a condo 80% maximum, isn't it? Never heard of 90, because very short period only. So after that, the market start to charge. Okay, it charged right up to 07. Then what happened? This one dropped again. What happened? 08. 2008. They call it the GFC. What's GFC? All because of who? All because of a set of brothers. Never heard about the brothers? Lehman Brothers. Okay? Then after that, we start charging again. 09, because we are helped by China. Then we hit the next peak 2013. Then we start dropping. Now, what am I trying to say when I show you all these statistics? Every time, for those of you who are waiting for the durian to drop, waiting for the price to drop, what do you need? Every time you want to see this, you need what we call external shocks. External shocks. Do you think now we will have any external shocks? Like what? Donald Trump. Good. Very good. That's quite true, leh. You never know what he is thinking, you know. Okay? That's provided he can be president first, lah. Then he can impact, isn't it? Okay, that one speculation, Donald Trump. Okay? So, are we expecting the prices to drop, keep dropping? You don't know yet, isn't it? I don't have a flip chart. If I have a flip chart, I show you why the prices are quite resistant to dropping. In fact, it's going to plateau. Okay? And if you have read today's newspaper, there are already some sectors in Singapore, they are already picking up already. The volume is picking up. Okay? That means more activities, right? People start buying already. Okay? So my question is this, to you guys is this, who are thinking, waiting. This is what we call procrastination. For those of us who are procrastinating. Okay? Let me give you some pointers. If you continue to wait, let me give you one simple analogy. How many of you right here, okay, thinking of whether to buy a property now or wait? How many of you here, if I give you an example, if you can turn back the clock 20 years, if you can turn back the clock 20 years, that means now you are 40, you can go back to 20, for example. Yes, besides your skin condition getting better, when it comes to property investment, what will you do? If you can turn back 20 years, okay? Buy right. Because why? If I turn back 20 years, it's here. Now, anytime you buy here, is it better if you were to sell here? Anytime you buy here, if you turn back 20 years, will you make money? So-called. Generally, yes. So now, my question to you is this. If now you want to look forward 20 years, and you know that in future, your property peaks, you see, if in terms of peaks, one peak is always higher than the other peak. So next time when Singapore peaks, peak, not P-I-G-S, next time when the property market peaks, okay, do you want to be there or not? But in order to be there, you must be here first, somewhere here first, you must purchase first, in order to be there, isn't it? So back to my question. How many of you want to make the same decision? If you can make the decision 20 years ago, you would have bought something already, isn't it? Okay? Then my question to you now is this. If you are waiting for the government to relieve the cooling measure, then you buy. Because a lot of people are waiting for cooling measures to be relieved before you buy, right? Yes? When do you think the government will relieve the cooling measures? Cooling measures. When? This year? No. Next year? Next year? So you think next year? The year after? Maybe, yeah. Is that a question mark? Is that a question mark you cannot answer? Cannot, right? But what I can tell you is, today you buy, are you buying peak prices? Are you buying peak prices? Peak? No. That means, in future, when the next peak happens, and it goes beyond the current peak, which is what you're seeing now, will you benefit or not? Because what you are afraid of is buying at the peak, right? So that you don't want to be the person buy at the peak, then sell at the bottom. But now, are you the person buying at the peak now? No more already, what? Then there should not be any worry already, isn't it? When it comes to this. As long as you go into the marketplace, you may not necessarily hit the bottom. May not. But as long as you're somewhere in between, when the next time the peak happens, you are there already long. Okay? How do Singaporeans measure success? 你买 property 有没有赚钱? 哇，赚钱强啊, this investor very good. Right? But if you bought a property and it doesn't make you any money, then people say you're a bad investor. So now my question to you is this. If you buy here, there's a potential you may be a bad investor. But now are you buying here? Now we are already here. Okay? And there's already signs in the marketplace that the volume has already increased. The prices are very stable already. Okay? So my point is this. If I'm you, if I need a house, or I need to invest in something, got some spare cash somewhere, sitting somewhere, no need to wait already, because you're not buying big prices already. You're very safe already. Okay? The only thing is, if you buy today and tomorrow someone else buys cheaper than you, then the person laugh at you first. But eventually, everyone will have the last laugh, as long as you do not buy into the peak prices. Okay? That's my point. All right? I think, have we done? Okay? Let's conclude. Let's conclude. Last thing. Right now, all of us sitting here, we are probably like this. Are we comfortable? Comfortable or not? The only one not comfortable here is me, because what the lao guan liao. Okay? A bit warm, the aircon. Alright, so comfort zone is where we are right now. We are very happy with where we are most of the time. We are very, very absolutely happy. But how many of you know that if you dare to step out of your comfort zone, something else awaits you? Big or not? But if you don't step out, are you forever here? If you don't step out, are you forever here? If you step out, can this happen to you? But what must you do first? What must you do first? You must step out. You must step out of your comfort zone. Okay, it's very similar. If you keep thinking and waiting for the prices to drop, the government do something, prices drop, then you are again in your comfort zone. You're constantly waiting. By the time the prices move, everything starts shooting up. Then you try to catch on. Then by then it's a little bit too late, isn't it? So why don't you make a move? Be the first mover, okay? Then go towards where your destiny lies. Okay? I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you with this. This quote from Tony Robbins. I don't know whether you guys heard this. Have you seen this before? Have you seen this before? Yeah. What does it say? What does it say? Yeah. If you do what you have always done, you will always get what you have always gotten. That means, have you done anything different? Basically, you're in your comfort zone. You want something better for your life? You want something for your family? Better for your family? Then you should step out of your comfort zone. Agree? So, last slide. These are my details. Come visit me at my Facebook. You better take photo. Yeah. Before I hand over to the next speaker. Yeah. So next time if I become MediaCorp actor, then you got photo. Alright. Have a good day everyone. 谢谢大家.